I'm Queen. Welcome to my channel. Today we will be talking about how I started my business. The way you do it may be different from the way I did it, but this will definitely serve as a good guideline to help you determine how to get started and which direction you want to go in. One of the first things I did was I went to City Hall. Because City Hall is where we get our business licenses in the city where I live. I went there and I was told that because I listed on my application that I would be selling products and I listed retail sales, that I would need to get a Board of Equalization permit number, seller's permit number, prior to them accepting my application to get a business license in my city. So needless to say, I left there without a business license. I went home and I decided to do a little bit more research to find out what was the best way to go. I chose that I would eventually go, of course, because you have to have a seller's permit to sell items legally in California. And so I was going to go, but I didn't want to go at this stage of setting up the business. So one of the things that I did next was I opened up a mailbox so that because I was initially running business from my home, I did not want people coming to my house or have my business, my home address on all my business papers and so forth. So I went down to my local UPS store and I paid them $108 and I got a postal mailbox number. I chose not to go to USPS because I did not want a P.O. box. You're doing a business, you want to do business with a company, at least I do, that has a street address. And I just feel safer doing business with someone that has that as opposed to a P.O. box. So I opened up that. I gave them $108. They in turn gave me the key to get in to my mailbox, assigned me a mailbox, took all my information down and whatever, and I signed some documents saying that I would pay them X amount of dollars for the mailbox. I chose to do a 6-month rental agreement with them because it was more cost effective than month to month. And that might be a requirement that they ask you to do 6 months at a time minimum. I don't remember. It's been a while. But for the $108 for 6 months, I thought that was really good. I did not compare it to the USPS because, again, I did not want a P.O. box for my business. So I got that and I went home again. And while I was home, I started researching phone services because I wanted to be able to have a number to put on my business license and whatever else type of paperwork that I would have for the business. So I did some research. I looked around. I looked at Vonix and I looked at UMA. I decided to go with UMA because that was a better option for me. Do your research and you decide what works for you and what's best for you. I went with them. I had to purchase my own phone box and my actual telephone. The box is what's required by UMA to get the signal from your internet into to your phone so that you can get calls, and you'll get a telephone number with that as well. So I checked around. Best Buy and a few other places sell they do sell the UMA box, but I found the best price on Amazon. So I ordered on Amazon for like $99.99, and it came within, you know how Amazon is. It's like you order today and shoop, it just kind of drops down from the ceiling and you have it the next day. So needless to say, it came really quickly. So I got that, and then you have to set the box up with whatever instructions they give you, and then you call them and they will assign you a telephone number and initiate your service. It was difficult to set up the box, so I had to have my husband do it because for me it was difficult. It may not be difficult for you, depending on your level of technological experience, or that's not a word, huh? Technical experience. So anyway, I couldn't do it. So my husband was able to do it because you have to connect it in between your router, I believe, and some other thing. I don't want to lead you guys wrong, so I'm not sure, but it was hard. My husband did. It works great. So if you're not good with technology or whatever, stuff like that, get somebody to do it. Then I went to Shopify because, well, actually people were telling me to try Etsy, and I looked at Etsy and I just didn't feel like if I went with them, I would have enough control over my website and what I did. So I decided to go with Shopify. I looked at them. They offered everything I needed: PayPal, payments, just everything. They took care of everything for the monthly fee of $29.99. I believe it's $29.99. It might just be $29. $29.99 sounds more like business. So anyway, so I signed up with them. I initially, after I did my research, I saw they had a 14-day free trial. So I took the free trial, and you give them your credit card information, and if you decide to, or debit card, whatever you want to use, and if you decide to stay with them, you don't cancel after 14 days, and you will automatically be billed each month for the $29.99 or $98, whatever it is. It's $29.90 something. So, and they will send you your invoice by email. So I get that faithfully every month, and they'll let you know we debited X amount from your account this month, or we debited your credit card this month. The next thing I did, I'm sorry, I heard something. My dog was barking or growling, and I thought I heard something, so sorry. Anywho, the next thing I did was set up an email account, because I don't like doing business with a company and they have an email that says la da 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 at Gmail, la da 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 at this mail. I don't like that, because that is not, to me, as secure as or as professional looking as having queen at la da 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 da. So I decided to go to Zoho. Some people suggested, through my research, I saw people suggesting MailChimp. That's what it was. And I decided to go Zoho. So I signed up with them. It's free for a minimal amount of services, and I believe like one mailbox or something like that. You can check it out and see exactly what it is. But I decided to go with them. I signed up with them. It was easy. They set it up. I went in and they give you step-by-step information how to go into your Shopify website and set up your email, so that it will come to any email sent to your website or through your website or sent to you will actually come through to Zoho, and they notify you via email. I couldn't set them up with my Outlook, but no big deal. I just go to their website, log in, and check my email. So then I still didn't go back to City Hall. I went to the LA County Register Recorder, which is the county of Los Angeles in which I live. I'm sure there's something similar to that in wherever you live. So do a little research and find it out. And I went back there. I went there. I had never gone there. And I walked in. It was like foreign territory for me, because everything had changed. I had a business many years ago, and everything was not computerized, so it was like foreign territory. I walked in, and there's some people behind the glass, but there are computers just sitting there. So no one tells you anything. You just walk in. There are a couple of signs, and so I kind of figured it out that I actually got in line and went to the window, and the lady at the window said, "No, you have to go back over there, turn on one of those computers, and follow the instructions there, and then come back here." So I went, got over to the computer. No one was in there. I think I was probably the only customer at the time, and I just followed the instructions on the screen. It asks you a series of questions. You answer those questions, verify some stuff, and it'll print it out for you. You take that to the window and get that to her. Her, him, whoever's there, and they will look over and make sure everything's okay, and then they'll take your money. How nice of them. But anyway, so I gave them their fee, and I believe their fee was, let me just double check. I believe their fee was $26, which is reasonable. So, so I paid them the $26. They explained everything, told me that what it is called here in California is a fictitious business name. And so I filed that, and you have to file that because I decided not to use any part of my name in the business. So if you're going to do business under a name that's not your legal birth name, like Joe's Tacos or something, or Taco Waco or something, if you're going to use something like that, then you have to register it as a fictitious business name, because it's not a real name. It's just something that you made up in which to do business under. So that's what that's about. So anyway, it's good for 5 years. After 5 years, you have to renew it with them. Pay another fee. I don't know what the fee is because I have not renewed it yet. So when I do, of course, I'll let you guys know. They will give you a certified copy, and it will be stamped. Give you a pamphlet. It's not really a pamphlet, but it's like some papers that are stapled together with a list of all the newspapers that will publish your fictitious business name statement. So after you pay your money and they give everything and they tell you good luck in your business and push you out the door, you have to publish it in a newspaper. So, but before I published it, the next step I did was I went to my bank. I took my fictitious business name statement, the certified copy that they gave me at the LA County Register Recorder's Office, and I took that to my bank. I chose to go with the bank that I already have my personal banking account at, and it was just easier, so I went there. You choose whatever. I know there's a lot going on about going to different banks and a lot going on with the banks, but it's just difficult to function without a bank. I could have gone to the credit union, but my husband's credit union, the credit union that we are members are, is like an hour and a half away. Wasn't driving down there to set up an account, so I just did this. At some time in the future, I may do that. Here in California, the minimum requirement, and I say here in California, but here at the bank I chose, the minimum requirement for a deposit to open an account was $100. So I went with the minimum because I just felt like the money I had on hand could be working capital for me to buy the things I need to get started in business rather than have it just sitting in my bank account somewhere. So I went with a minimum deposit of the $100. Gave that to a really nice man at the bank. He filled out some paperwork, typed some stuff into the computer. Then he gave me a temporary ATM card. He also advised me that the monthly fee for a business checking account at that particular bank would be $16 per month. So I was aware of that, and I was okay with that. And as a matter of fact, I remember having a business about more than 10 years ago, and the fee was still $16, so it had not gone up at all. So I guess it's good to know that not everything in this world is affected by inflation. So then he also gave me a small little book of temporary checks, and he also asked me if I wanted to apply for a business card, business credit card, and I declined initially. Then he kind of pushed a little, and then I thought no, and then I thought, I have not actively had any credit in at least 8-9 years, just never had the need for it, and I'm not a big user of credit. So I was thinking, okay, maybe I do need a business credit card in case I need to buy supplies, inventory, something for the business that won't tie up the cash. So I agreed and I applied for it. Then I went home because he said I had to wait for a response. I went home and I decided my next step would be to go ahead and get my DBA published. We call it DBA because it's doing business as, but it is also a a direct result of the fictitious business name filing that the County of Los Angeles requires that you do. So anyway, I had gotten some paperwork from them a few days ago when I applied for my fictitious business name and filed that with the County of Los Angeles. I'd gotten some paper from what was called the DBA store, and it was affiliated with the Los Angeles Daily Journal. And I knew the Daily Journal because I was in the legal field for many, many years, and it was a very reputable paper. So I decided to go with that one. I checked them out. They listed on this little cart that they sent that their fee was $39. I went online, logged in. I paid the $39 via credit card or debit card. I can't remember. And I thought I heard something. I keep hearing stuff. My dog's in the other part of the house, and I don't know what she's up to. So I paid the $39. I gave them all the information, and then filled out a form, and they walk you through it online. Everything's so simple. So I did that. I submitted it, and they said, okay, it looks good. They sent me back a proof to verify that everything was okay, and I looked it over. It looked okay to me, and I said, yeah, print it, publish it actually. So I did that, but turns out that there was an error. They had actually used my home address as my mailing address, and that was not the case with the paperwork that I had submitted to the county through the LA County Register Recorder. And the information that you give to publish your DBA must be exactly as the information you gave to the LA County Register Recorder, because before they publish it, they will double check it against that. So they caught that right away, and about 2 or 3 weeks later, they sent me paper from the DBA store, email actually, saying that it was rejected for publication by LA County, and that I needed to make the corrections and they would resubmit it. So this time around, rather than have me fill it in, I faxed them a copy of my, or actually I think I attached it to an email, a copy of my actual DBA statement that I got from the LA County Register Recorder. Excuse me. So I sent that. They saw the error and what they needed to do. They fixed it, no extra charge, published it, and I was on my way. Excuse me. The publication is good for 5 years as well. So they have to publish it, I believe, 5 weeks or so. I'll find out if that's correct, and when I post the copy of what it is that they are giving you, I will let you know if it's 5 weeks. But I do believe you have to publish it for like 5 consecutive weeks, and then you're not required to publish it again until 5 years. So in 5 years' time, you'll know from that date of publishing that you'll have to publish it again. So and I think after I did all of that, you guys, I think I was finally ready to go to City Hall. So let's see, did I go to City Hall or no? Oh no. The next thing I did was I went online and I applied for my Board of Equalization Seller's Permit. So City Hall tried to push me into doing it like 3 or 4 weeks ago. I didn't do it then. I did it now at this stage. So I went and I did that, because when you fill out the application for your Board of Equalization Seller's Permit, they ask you for your bank account. They ask you for business license number, a whole bunch of things that you don't have initially when you apply for your business license. And I'm sorry, it wasn't a business license number. It was something else that they asked me for, a bank account and all that kind of stuff. I didn't have it at that time. So I had it this time. So I filled it out online. It's quick and easy, and you have to list references. Even though I didn't have any references, I just had to list places that I had actually bought raw materials from, places that I actually had bought, like Michael's, Hobby Lobby, places that I buy stuff from to actually make my product. So that's what they wanted. it would not let me submit it without putting some on there. So I went back and that's what I put. So that was done. They send you a confirmation. So I got my confirmation. I was, okay with that. Got my confirmation. The next day I checked my email. They sent me my actual number, my BOE seller's permit, my seller's, resale number or whatever you want to call it. Seller's permit number. So I had that. I printed it out. I had everything I needed. So I got up, got dressed, and I went back to City Hall. This was about a time lapse of about a week or two that I got all these other things done and before I went back to City Hall. So I went back, filled out the application. I had everything that they needed. I gave them my BOE number and I paid them their fee. Here in the state of California, in the city of, it's not so much the city, but in Los Angeles County, it was, in my city, $228, I believe, total for me to pay for everything to get my business license. They broke that down and said that there was a $78 processing fee. So go figure, child. They have to take something I've already done and enter into the computer, and they charged me $78 for it. Anywho, it was $89 for the planning and zoning, and I had to pay them that because if you're going to run your business or have your main office in your home, like I did at the time, they will make you pay a home occupation permit. So I had to go over there, show them my, I had to go to that department, which was just down the way from where, this one, where the City Hall is. Just go down the hall or something. It was right in the same building. So I went in there and I had to take her my property tax statement so that they could get my zoning information and something else they got off of that. I don't recall what it was, but I just gave it to her. She got whatever she needed, and then she gave it back to me, gave me something, and told me I could pay back down to the clerk that I had originally seen. So I went back down there, and another charge that they gave me was $60, and I'm not sure what that $60 charge was for. Then there was a $1 charge for the disability access fee. So anyway, it came to $228 for me to get a business license in the city in California in which I live. They told me that they would bill me, but I chose to pay via my, I think I paid debit. It was either debit or credit, I don't recall. And then they mailed me my business license within 5 days to my postal mailbox. And it has to be renewed each year. If any changes are made, if I decided I needed to get a building, or if I decided I needed to do something else, then I needed to go back and apply again. Any changes have to be, I don't even know if I apply again, but I have to notify them of any changes, and they'll let me know if I need to apply again or what I need to do. So I was so happy to finally get that little sucker, the business license, in the mail. I framed it. They tell you when they mail it to you that they need you to post it at your place of business. For me, I posted it in my home office. I proudly went to the store, got me a frame, and I posted it. And there you have it for the paperwork and the part of starting a business that's tedious, that no one likes. But I tried to simplify it for you. It is not the end all be all for applying for a business license or starting a business. It's the path I chose. So I hope this helps someone out. Next week around, we will cover, I'm not sure what our next topic will be, but it'll probably end up being starting the website, marketing, somewhere along those lines. But if you guys have an idea of topics that you want to see or want to hear about my experience with, then please list them in the comments. In the meantime, if you like the information that I have to offer, please like it, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe. and I will help you through this journey of being a successful entrepreneur. We will be building wealth one brick at a time. Bye, guys.